As Democrats celebrate their nominee in Chicago, former President Donald Trump is campaigning across the lake in Michigan. He spoke earlier today about crime at a local sheriff's office.
We're going to stop violent crime in the United States, and it's people like this that can do the job better than anybody. They do the job justly.
Caitlin Huey-Burns is following Trump on the campaign trail. Caitlin, we saw there a slightly more subdued former President Trump than we're used to seeing. Talk about his demeanor today and why he's campaigning in Howell, Michigan, this small town, just 10,000 people.
Yeah, Nancy, good to see you. You're exactly right. This was a very different kind of presentation from Donald Trump, and that's by design. The campaign has had him speak to smaller crowds, smaller venues, and trying to focus on a particular issue each day. So yesterday he visited a manufacturing plant to talk about the economy. Today he visited a local sheriff's office here to talk about crime, and he was flanked by local law enforcement and, essentially read from a script, veered off it a couple of times, especially to criticize Kamala Harris or to criticize Joe Biden, who he is still talking about on the campaign trail. But these past couple events in these key battleground states have not been focused on big rallies and trying to gin up support. They've been trying to keep the candidate on message. You mentioned Howell. This is an important location because just a month ago, there was a white supremacist rally here. Decades ago, a leader of the KKK lived here, and this area was kind of known for that. It has since tried to kind of scrub that history. Former President Trump was actually asked by a Fox News reporter about why he was visiting here, given those protests earlier, about a month ago, and he said, "Who was president then?" The reporter said, "Joe Biden." And he said, "Exactly." So trying to kind of pin this back, Joe Biden did visit the state in 2021, visit this area in 2021. But Nancy, as you know, Michigan is such a key battleground state. Our polling shows essentially a dead heat here. And Donald Trump is hoping, this is part of the blue wall, a place that he, really needs to win in order to win back the White House.
Yeah, no question. Caitlin, your interview with President Trump yesterday generated so much news, and you asked him if he would release his medical records. He said he would. This is a man who's almost 80 years old. Has the campaign said where and when they will make good on that promise?
Not yet, Nancy, and it's important to note that because this is something that we have to keep pressing for, because he said he would not only release those medical records, but would also take a cognitive test. And he said that any candidate running for president should take a cognitive test. That reminded me of that pitch from Nikki Haley, who had urged both Trump and Biden to take one. What is, significant about all of that, Nancy, is that Donald Trump now is the oldest candidate in the race. You know so well from covering Biden, that was the biggest, liability for him. And so now there are these questions being posed to Donald Trump. And so the question of releasing those health records becomes important. If he were elected to the White House, he would leave office older than Joe Biden is. So those questions remain, and we will continue to press.
Caitlin Huey-Burns with an interview that is still generating headlines today. Thank you so much.